Hello there Twitch, I am SimUK and this is Tourist Bus Simulator. A special hello there to everybody in chat. It's just jumped up to 5 viewers. Hello everybody there. And Super Strike, hello, thank you for joining us again. V, I'm going to call you V rather than attempt to pronounce your name. Yeah, V just said to me that I said that in my opinion, TBS, being Tourist Bus Simulator, is better than Bus Sim 18. Anything which you love in Bus Sim 18 which you feel would be better if TBS had it. I'm not sure I said it was better than Bus Sim 18. I think from a simulation perspective it's better. It's certainly more simulated, it's more realistic. Certainly the multiplayer aspect that's in Bus Sim 18, and other people have said to me, and I do agree, that the movement and the interaction that you can have with the passengers is, I think, better in Bus Sim 18. Certainly Bus Sim 18 has... Okay, dude, it's okay if you call me V. Thank you, I appreciate that. I wouldn't want to butcher your name by trying to pronounce it. I can barely speak at the best of times. So, yeah, I mean, they're both excellent games. I really like Bus Sim 18, and I was massively surprised and really impressed with what they'd done. I just felt it's a bit too linear, it's a bit too dragged out, it becomes rather samey. And there is still a distinct lack of, I think, simulation relating to Bus Sim 18, despite its title, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, I think they're both excellent games, but if you're a hardcore sim fan, then Tourist Bus Simulator, for me, in that regard, is the better of the two from a simulation perspective. You know, they've both got pros and cons, so, you know, you could endlessly go on comparing the two. In all honesty, they're two very different games, and they provide two very different experiences, in my opinion. You know, what they've done with Tourist Bus Simulator here, in terms of, oh, you haven't played Bus Sim 18, so you don't know what it's like. It's good. It's definitely good. I'd highly recommend it. Especially, I mean, if it was coming up in the sales or something over Christmas, then I would highly recommend grabbing it. If you're interested in sort of bus driving and passenger pickups and drop-off and stuff, a little bit of business management, then Bus Sim 18 is certainly a good one. And when you've got it in multiplayer mode, it's absolutely fantastic. If there was one thing, V, that I could bring over from Bus Sim 18, it would definitely be the multiplayer capability. Now, TML-Studios have got the bus coming out in 2019. That is being promoted as having very in-depth, very integrated multiplayer features. Whether or not we would then see that fold over and land in Tourist Bus Simulator and Fernbus Coach Simulator, I don't know, but I would desperately like to see it in both. You've seen some videos, Super Strike, and it looks good. Yeah, it is a good game. It really is a good game. It's just really quite linear. That's my only real issue with it. That and the fact that you can't. The whole sort of timing schedule thing is a bit weird. It's very weird. Hi Tana, how you doing? Nice to see you today. So yeah, guys, I've got good news and I've got bad news, or it might be good news and good news depending on your perspective. Let me just quickly address this before we start the game here. I have got some keys to give away. TML-Studios have been kind enough to provide me with a bunch of keys, which I can now hand out to you guys. Unfortunately, the last time I streamed it, I didn't have any keys, but they have since contacted me and dropped 5 in my lap, which is really, really cool of them, and I massively appreciate it. So I'm going to do 3 giveaways today live during the stream. I'll do one about 1 o'clock, maybe one around 2, and maybe one sort of somewhere between 2 and 3. I don't know. That's not a definitive. Don't sort of bugger off, come back at 1 and expect to be on time. It's not going to happen like that. Around about 1 o'clock, something along those lines. So the good news is that I've got 3 keys to give away today. I've got an additional 2 keys, which if you don't win today, you've got a second opportunity. Hey, Tough. I am well, thank you, buddy. String Bean, how you doing? Finally caught me live. Yeah, you caught me today, definitely. So yeah, if you don't win today, with the 3 keys I'm giving away today, there are an additional 2 which I'll be giving away on the 5th. That won't be done via the live stream. That'll be done via the YouTube channel. So go check out SimUK. I'm not entirely sure how you get to the community tab. Turkish, g'day. Stoked to catch a stream. G'day, mate. Thank you. for joining us. So you'll have an additional opportunity on the 5th to win a key as well. So that being said, the bad news is that, you'll notice I have no face cam. Despite setting all this up yesterday, the second I turned on my Logitech Profiler game thingy to enable my G29 to work, all of the cameras stopped working. So I'm falling out of love with Logitech at a rate which is unbelievably quick. Let me just say that. So there's no cams in today's at all. I did have a wheel cam set up, which you can't see. There's no wheel cam there. And also a face cam here, which you can't see because Logitech breaks all my cameras for whatever reason. But that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. Let's go into the game. Let's resume the game. Captain Simulation, hello. Thank you for joining us today. Physics in Bus Sim 18 certainly I don't think are that great, and sort of reflects back on the point. If you're a hardcore sim fan, then I think this would be better for you. Well, this is a tad weird. Why have I loaded here? I know why I've loaded here, because I clicked resume, didn't I? Let's load the right game, because I want to show you something important. Oh god, which one is it? That one? I tell you what, okay, here's one thing. Here's one important thing I think TML need to do, is put some flipping dates and times in here, so you know which game save was your last one. I think with this one. I'm going to boot that up and we'll see. Okay, so those of you who joined us in the last stream, you'll know why we're sort of mid-route, as it were. But those of you watching on YouTube, you've still got a couple of videos to watch before we get to that point. Now, this is a problem in Tourist Bus Simulator. It's quite a significant problem. It's hopefully going to be fixed before the 5th, but I am going to draw your attention to it because I think it's only fair and just that I do that. You need to know the good and the bad. Bernard, good afternoon. Now look at the sat-nav here. I'm meant to be following the dark orange rather than the yellow or light orange, whatever you want to call it. And that's telling me to drive out of here, turn right, come down here and go round. Now, none of the stops on our route are numbered, which I think is a bit of a mistake. It's certainly making life more difficult. I mean, when you get junctions like this, you know, where the heck am I meant to be going there? It's not clear at all. But you'll see that the current route tells me to drive down to the end of the road and turn right and come down here to this tourist sort of sightseeing thing at Aguas Verdes. Now, actually, let me just change this cam because I've got no cameras on. It seems pointless having it in this view. So let's just go slightly fuller screen so you can see more. So yeah, as soon as I start driving, this will switch and change. And basically, the sat-nav is overzealous. Now, I'm not entirely clear because if you look, the orange line stops here. So, am I meant to stop here? I have no idea whatsoever. I suppose the only thing I can do is look at the... See, Llanos de la Concepcion is our next stop. But if I go... See, we're already at Llanos de... this bit is a bit squiffy. Tindaya. Let's have a look. Where the hell is Tindaya? Tindaya is all the way up here, okay? So, there's no mention of Aguas Verdes whatsoever. So why on earth the sat-nav is taking us down there, I have no idea. And once you get there, it's very difficult to get out. My advice would be, if you ever do come down here, turn right into this bit and come out this way. Never go round and try and pull out here because you'll just get blocked in. It's an absolute disaster. Caddy, hi, welcome. What is the giveaway for? You missed what I said. Well, I'm glad you brought that up, Captain Simulation, because I'm going to have to repeat this ultimately time and time again. So, in chat today, we'll start it now, why not? In chat today, no, actually let's not start it now because otherwise it's going to take me forever to put everybody in. when I start the draw today, it will be for a key for Tourist Bus Simulator, which releases on the 6th. You'll have access to the key almost straight away, as soon as I can get it to you. And I think you can activate it in Steam, but obviously it won't load until the 6th. So you will get a free copy of this game on the 6th if you win. Now all I'm going to do when the draw comes up is just ask you to type a keyword in the comments here, and then I'll enter you into the draw and I'll draw it live, and whoever wins can just comment to me in Twitch and I will give you your key immediately, and that's how it's going to work. But we're going to try and do 3 today. I'm going to finish this route first. Oh, my phone's ringing. Who wants me now? Let me just quickly check this, guys. I do have a young daughter at school, and occasionally they need to contact me. Okay. Nothing to worry about. Right. So yeah, we'll finish this route, and there's a few things I want to do today. I want to get the garage up and running. I want to see if I can go and collect that broken down bus wherever it is. Oh, there, wherever it is. That seems to have vanished off my system for now. But yeah, I'm going to try and expand the company and so on and so forth. Let's actually get driving here, and let's enjoy this fantastic game. I've dropped my settings down, by the way, guys, to sort of medium. Anti-aliasing is still up full. Now, bottom right hand corner, keep an eye on the sat nav. You see what's happened there? Now it's telling me to go left and right, and as we get closer to the junction, now it says left. So it's really overzealous. It's constantly trying to update itself, and as such it's getting all confused, and if you try and follow it without sort of using a bit of logic alongside, you are going to have a nightmare. Caddy 1000, apologies, is now following. Thank you very much for following. Let's swing round here, guys. Nice bit of driving. No collisions today would be good. Highly unlikely that's going to happen, but we'll have a go. So in the top left hand corner you should be able to see, I'm not sure how clear it's going to be, but you should be able to see my FPS counter. It's around about 30 at the moment. So just keep an eye on that, because a lot of people have obviously... Hang on, turning left. Do we think that's logical? I think it probably is actually, isn't it? Yeah, okay, we'll trust it this time. So yeah, a lot of people have sort of questioned and had concerns around the performance issues. Obviously Fernbus Coach Simulator is an incredibly demanding game, and this is very much part of the same product in many ways. The coaches are identical and the core elements are fairly similar. So I'm going to be tweaking and playing with my settings today. So in the top left hand corner, just have a look. You can see what sort of FPS I'm getting. Generally it stays above 30 FPS, and that's when I'm running everything on Ultra, but it does dip down occasionally, albeit only for a few seconds. I think this game and Fernbus Coach Simulator could very much improve the FPS count that they're currently getting, because even though I've dropped all my settings down to medium, well, not all of them, but a vast number of them down to medium, I'm not seeing that much difference in the FPS count than I did when I was on Ultimate. I think the game looks pretty much as good as it did. I still think it looks good. I mean, I know we're in a desolate wasteland almost, but graphically I think it looks okay. But certainly I think performance improvements are available in Fernbus Coach Simulator, Tourist Bus Simulator, and no doubt eventually the bus as well. So at the moment FPS is marginally better here than it is in Fernbus Coach Simulator, but I think way more could and probably should be done. Wow, to that badly. That was a badly taken corner. Captain Simulation, I do have a Discord server. It's not set up yet, but I am working on getting that sorted out. I've got a plan, which I won't divulge just now, but certainly, yeah, the Discord server is going to be utilised much more than it currently is, which is absolutely zero. What are the system requirements for this game, Tana? Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I believe they're the same as Fernbus Coach Simulator, but I highly recommend you go have a quick look on Steam, and all the information should be there. But I don't have it in front of me right now. Once I've stopped driving, I could go check that out. But right now I can't. Aerox 117. What the heck? It's a bit of a random sitting down place, isn't it? Thank you for the follow, much appreciated. He's having a picnic over there or something. For a moment I thought our house was missing. Does it support Logitech G27 steering wheel? I don't have a G27 steering wheel anymore, but I believe it does. I see no reason why it shouldn't. Tana, you don't know if you can run it. What specifications do you have, Tana? I might be able to do it that way round. If you say something that is alarmingly low, I can say, oh, I don't know about that. But I'll tell you my specs, and then you can maybe judge it off the back of that. So I'm running a 6-year-old i7 4400, not the K variant. I am overclocking slightly at 3.9 gigahertz. No passengers. It's a tad weird. Trying to remember all my buttons. Okay, a couple of people getting off. Thank you, Captain Simulation, much appreciated. Minimum specs, 64-bit processor and 7, 8 or 10 Windows operating systems. Intel Core i5 quad-core processor or similar with at least 2.8 gigahertz memory. 6 gig RAM graphics, NVIDIA GeForce GTX 660 or similar. 6 gig of RAM, not graphics RAM, that's just RAM on its own. GTX 660 or similar, AMD Radeon, no support for onboard cards, DirectX version 11, 25 gig storage, and available sound card, yes. Why are the cars parked on the sidewalk? I think that's actually, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird setup there, really, isn't it? It kind of looks like a parking area, I don't know. It does look rather suspect. Look at the flipping traffic we're going to have to deal with now. God, we're going to be here forever. Right, let's get the doors closed. Get into gear, handbrake off. We're going to have to be aggressive. You, Mr. Silver Car. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to fight you. The van behind you I might be able to get on. Tana, my PC is way too old, won't be able to run it. And I'll be honest with you, Tana, those specifications I'd say were minimum, and really you need a little bit more than that. It is an incredibly demanding game. Fernbus Coach Simulator was. This is. It's running on the Unreal 4 engine, so I mean there are some, I don't know, some issues, some latency problems with that, but you know they are problems that can be resolved, and I think it's possible that TML-Studios, as they learn their craft more using the Unreal Engine, and as they become more skilled and more aware of features and options and opportunities, I think they could save a good 10-15 FPS here easily. But I don't know whether it's going to happen or not, but the possibility is there. Let's just quickly check our route here. Where are we going? La Oliva. Okay, let's just check this and make sure. Yeah, okay, looks like we're good. You suspect they're parked on the sidewalk as the AI can't work out how to overtake cars parked on the road. Do you know what, Bernard? I think that's actually probably very much the case. Very considerate drivers here in Fuerteventura, I've got to say. So when we finish this run, guys, I'll do the first giveaway then. Not entirely sure how long it's going to take me to do this route, having never done it before. See if we get any airborne cars today. I did point, obviously now, I mean, I'm running this in preview, so this is in beta technically, and I'm, you know, privileged and grateful to TML allowing us to show you guys its features and its content and stuff. But there have been cars that have jumped sort of to eye level height. I've seen cars coming around corners too fast, they flip out, they smash into other vehicles. Now, depending on your perspective, that is a bug, and a lot of people would demand and expect that to be fixed. But personally, and I've said this for a long time, all the way back in Fernbus days, when sometimes trucks used to flip out for whatever reason and sort of wipe out the entire highway, I think it's a feature. I think it looks great. It's something really interesting to see that you're not expecting. So I'm half hoping they keep it in there, to be honest with you. That's ultimate realism, Bernard. Exactly. That's what I'm all about, bud. Tana, I was thinking the same thing. The cars stop exactly at the spot to leave you enough space to pass. Yeah. I've got a bit of an issue with the AI cars. I think sometimes when they stop to be helpful, they actually make it more difficult and hinder you. For those of you who don't know, by the way, the blue marker indicates the stop you're meant to stop at. Now, the other day, if you watched any of my YouTube videos, you'll have seen that I stopped at a blue marker and it ended the route early. Now, that is a bug that I've raised with TML. They are aware of it. As far as I know, I think they fixed it on that route. But, you know, while streaming, there are likely to be bugs and issues with stuff because it is in beta. I mean, that's exactly why I get early access to it, is to play the game, find these bugs, highlight them, tell TML about it, and then they can fix them. That's the point. That is my wing mirror I've just totally ripped off. What the hell did I hit? Oh, wow. Oh, I did a proper job there, didn't I? That lady is not going to be happy with me. I've totally destroyed her her window garden, if that's what it's called. I don't know. Okay, let's just move on. I'm smashing it up even more. Good lord. Restaurant Pizzeria Mucho Gusto has been explored. Fantastic. We won't discuss the damage that I've ultimately caused. That's a supermarket as well. So glad to see Pat. Did they just get off the bus and then get on the front? Did I imagine that? Did anyone see that? Can anyone clip that? I don't know how you clip in Twitch. I don't even know if it's possible. I wasn't really paying enough attention to know for sure, but it looked like they got off the back, walked to the front and got back on again. I could have totally imagined that. String Bean, no, it definitely wasn't me. I saw it. I saw the bloke who did it, but it certainly wasn't me. Let's get out of here quick. Right, sat nav. Are we not in gear? Drunken driver's back. Okay, sat nav, give me some idea of where we're going. Whoa, what is that then? Oh, it looks like we've discovered some sort of garage. Oh, that must be a garage. Ah. It's not showing up on the map though, is it? That's interesting. Alright. We're going to trust the sat-nav here. I'm not going to check it. We're just going to go with it. How are we doing for fuel? I think we're okay. Maybe the NPCs are enjoying getting on and off the bus so much they wanted to do it again. Did they get back on? Did they get off the back and get back on the front? Can you install your SimUK coach skins yet? I'll be honest with you, String Bean, I haven't tried. My data volume is used up. Oh man! I don't know if you saw that flashing up at the top of the screen. I really think an important message like that needs to be more prominent, and I think you should have to click it to go away. But yeah, we have no Wi-Fi on this journey anymore. That's been used up so quickly. 10 gig I bought just yesterday before this trip started. Crazy. Sorry, String Bean. I don't know, I haven't tried yet, but you know, the theory and the logical sort of process is probably very similar. Although having said that, in Fernbus Coach Simulator, when you pick a coach, it then gives you the option to change your skins. So maybe it's not implemented yet. I'm not entirely sure how you would go about doing that, to be honest. So no is probably the correct answer, which is an awful lot shorter than the answer I just gave you. Right, here we go. Passengers out of gear, handbrake on, open the door. Let's get down and dirty. See if anyone gets off the back and gets back on the front. You need to ban the passengers from streaming Twitch on the coach. Yeah, that's what they're doing. 10 gig in one journey. I mean, you can only buy 100 gig maximum, I think. Or is it a terabyte? It might be a terabyte. Did they just vanish and appear on the bus? That's weird. I've only seen that twice since I've been playing. Not sure why that happens. See, a little bit more work required in that area. Nothing coming. It is nice to see people milling about, walking around. Makes the place feel more lived in. We've just discovered some bicycle rental place. That'll be good for our future routes and money-making schemes. Topsy says, just like in Fernbus, where the passengers just vanishes from the stop and suddenly they're inside the bus. Yeah, I've only seen it twice since I've been playing it. I don't know why. It must. I'm thinking it must be like the default fallback position. Like, if the game can't figure out the route that they're supposed to walk to get on the bus, then they'll do that instead. And actually, that's better than the game crashing and nothing working at all. Right, what is going on here? Let's check this map. Because it looks like we're going on to a bit of a main stretch here. Corralejo. Let's just check and make sure that's right. Yes, it is. Looks like we're going to Corralejo twice. Which is a bit irritating. Gotta do that whole roundabout thing. Coach is not good at roundabouts. Not when I'm driving them, they're not anyway. Incidentally, guys, could you just let me know, give me an audio video check, make sure the audio and video quality is good and nicely balanced. I spent hours and hours and hours testing and doing test recordings and stuff, but quite literally, the second you hit stream, everything can change in an instant. So yeah, just give me If my mic audio is too quiet, or the game audio is too quiet or loud or whatever, just let me know and I can sort it out, rather than going on for ages on the problem. If it wasn't, you would have complained already. Well, I appreciate that, Tana, thank you. You'd be surprised, I was playing Super Strike will know. I was playing Elite Dangerous the other night, last week I think it was, and I think we played for about an hour and a half before I realised that the game had zero audio. So yeah, not always. Oh, I don't think I've been here before. This looks different. Okay, what's going on? What's going on, Mr. Satnav? Why have I turned off? Right, okay, so I'm supposed to be going to this stop here. The Satnav thinks that's the best route, despite the fact that I've turned off here, and unless I can't turn left there, then this is the best route by a mile. So this could go horribly wrong here. Oh, also, I want to have a look at these locked stash things. I haven't inspected one yet, so I'm going to try and jump out and have a look in a minute. Space Trucker 63! Hello, buddy. How you doing, mate? Are you excited for this game? I'm excited for you guys. I think you're going to enjoy this a lot. The business aspect of the game just adds so much for me. Hey, that's pretty cool. Oh, there's the bus stop. Okay, go. Find the car. Out of gear, handbrake on, doors open. That was a great stream, Super Strike. I really had a laugh with you guys, and I learnt so much off you as well. So it was amazing. I really enjoyed that stream. Probably my favourite stream ever, I'd say. Evan says the new update is coming out for Elite Dangerous on the 11th of December. That's exciting. That is exciting. Well, yes, if the bugs get fixed, says Space Trucker 63. Yes. Hopefully. I mean, TML-Studios are working like absolute crazy people in the background, trying to get all these bugs and issues sorted out. So hopefully, my fingers are crossed for you guys. On release day, it'll be a very smooth, clean experience. In all honesty, the only real problem I'm having with the game is with the sat-nav. It's a bit buggy, and it's causing a few issues, but overall it's okay. Right, quick question. How am I going to get to this bus stop here? I'm going to have to come up and go round and come back. So the sat-nav, as you can see, is desperately in need of some work. But other than that, it's really quite streamlined. It works pretty well. There's some things I'd like to see, some features I'd like to see added and so on. FCU Treg 31, hello! Because the navigation looks just like Euro Truck Simulator in ATS. It does. I'm going to go turn around, guys, and then I'll wind back the chat and I'll answer any questions or whatever you're asking me there. It's actually quite difficult to watch, read rather, chat and respond to it whilst you're driving without sort of driving into window boxes and stuff. Quick tip, always take the turning. Always take the turning in a sort of roundabout situation like this. Advertising company. Haha! That's pretty smart. One thing I would like to see in Tourist Bus Simulator, which isn't yet implemented, is competition. Oh god, I was up on the curb there, loads. I'd like to see other companies taking our routes and, you know, doing a good job and forcing us to change our pricing and forcing us to change our buses so that they're a better quality ride and you know, better services and stuff. I haven't got any food or drink on this run yet, because it's good that if you don't provide a decent service you can lose the contract, but I'd like to see some competition for that contract in the first place. But that is just me. Nobody getting on or off the bus there. What's going on? So we're at this stop. La Jerez is next. Let's see what you guys have been saying. So, FCU Trek 31. Hello. Is this game made by SES because the navigation looks like Euro Truck Simulator? No, it's made by TML-Studios. Evan says the new features on Elite Dangerous are so cool, you can't wait. I agree with you there, 100% Evans. I'm really excited for it. Arox117, no, it's not by Aerosoft. Aerosoft are just promoting the game. It's made by TML-Studios, as Superstrike03 has correctly pointed out. TML do at least seem to listen to the user base and try to fix things. Bernard, hand on heart, I've never... I mean, I've done a lot of beta testing and bug testing for a lot of companies. I've never ever worked with or spoken to a development studio who care more about the feedback they get and do as much to try and improve and fix things. Honestly, they are unbelievably dedicated to making the best game they possibly can. Captain Simulation, I wonder if SES will ever release their bus DLC for ETS2. I know, right? What is with that company? You know, so many bus games have come out in the last, I don't know, 5 years, let's say. And if SES had just focused on that and released that, I think they'd have dominated the market and there wouldn't have been any opportunity for anybody else. But, you know, it's up to them what they do, I suppose. They've got a small team of 150 people. I don't know how that's a small team, but that's what they think. If the game had multiplayer, then the competition aspect would be great. Oh, wow, if you had multiplayer competition, that would be sensational, Captain. Bernard says, even Transport Tycoon managed to have your competition years ago. Yes. Now, I don't want to get off subject, but Transport Tycoon was superseded by somebody in chat. Remember the name of the game, but they brought out a modern, up-to-date sort of equivalent of that game, and that had no competitors in it, and it totally ruined the game. I made a review on it and commented on that at the time. Space Trucker 63 says, I may, but Alan Sherwood on my Twitch and not use Space Trucker. You may. Alan Sherwood on your Twitch. Well, you want me to call you Alan instead of Space Trucker? Okay, no problem. Bernard says, route competition, that should definitely be a thing. And SES have released the Baltic Sea last week. Yes, they did. And I'm looking forward to trying that. One of our patrons gifted that to us. So this week at some point I will be looking at the Beyond the Baltic Sea DLC for ETS. Right. Whew. Let's go. Let's get on and get this route completed. This is a tight turning. Really tight. So again, I'm going to trust the sat-nav because I believe it's heading in the right direction. SES have modelled 1 or 2 buses. Quite possibly. Quite possibly. There's definitely buses driving around in ETS. They're probably workshop mods or whatever, but, you know, it's almost there. It really is almost there. And people have been pointing out that if you drive around on ETS2 or whatever, there are a number of bus stop looking things appearing here, there and everywhere. It's like slowly but surely they are implementing something. But I mean, SES and ETS and ATS, it's just an ongoing, progressive, constantly improving thing, and it's wonderful to see. It really is great. Have I done anything else on Elite Dangerous since last week's stream? Well, Super Strike, I think you were there with us right up to the end, weren't you? You had to go pick your kids up. So yeah, I had a message come in on one of those data drop-offs, and the updated message was if I could get there in 15 minutes, I'd get an additional 15,000. So I was like, well, I'm going to have to do that. I can't wait until tomorrow and just waste that opportunity. So I jumped back on and flew it. Well, I say 15 minutes. There was 15 minutes left when I actually read the message, which was about 2 hours after the stream. But I jumped on and flew down there, but I was still having that issue with my ship permanently flying left. I still don't know what that was. I'm going to have to try and fix that later. But yeah, I didn't make it. Long story short. So that 15,000 bonus didn't actually make it into my account, but I did drop the data off. So that's all I did. That's the only thing I've done, is drop that data off. But I'm itching to get back on Elite Dangerous. I've also got a copy of X4 to have a look at as well. I'm totally new to the X series, so I'm really interested to get into it. Part of the reason why it was a key sent to me by the devs for review purposes, but part of the reason why I really wanted to have a look at it is because it says you don't need to have played any of the previous versions in order to be able to play this one. So I'm really interested to see, get my teeth into the X series from a completely beginner's perspective, which is how I start most of my games, I'm noticing. Elite Dangerous, I'm a complete noob, as you may or may not already know. I know Super Strike knows that already, with my unbelievably high number of noob loops. Okay, out of gear, handbrake on, doors open. That happened to me as well. I went from a new save with 1,000 credits. Now you have 350,000 credits. That's why you bought the hauler. Yeah, I'm tempted by the hauler. I'm definitely tempted by the hauler. You know all about noob loops, don't you, Super Strike? I am an expert in the field. Now, what's that? Is that a bank or something? Or is that a property I can buy? You know what I forgot to do, guys, don't you? I forgot to look at that locked secret stash thing. Completely slipped my mind. Got distracted. Some heavy traffic in the area. Apparently, having never been to Fuerteventura, I'm relying upon the feedback and information provided by viewers, but apparently that's very realistic. It doesn't take many cars in Fuerteventura to create some epic traffic problems. So that is interesting. They seem to have nailed that rather well. Whether it be by design or by accident, it's adding to the realism. Oh, aircon. Forgot to turn the aircon. It's a great ship. Fuel usage is great. You had a data drop off earlier today. Had to travel through 7 different systems and still had half a tank of fuel. That's pretty cool. Plus you get 8 cargo spaces straight away after buying the hauler. Yeah, I've just upgraded my Sidewinder to 8. So that must mean then theoretically that the hauler has maybe 16 cargo spots available or whatever. Right, I'm going to quickly check here. Oh no, we're good. Thought the sat nav was going to do me send me on a noob loop. Alan says you need to stop at the icons to get them and look for them for the ATM machine for the money. Oh, okay, cool. I've seen an ATM machine at the airport. I'm hoping that's going to become a feature, something that works. Right, let's just check. Where are we meant to be going now? Are we doing a roundy thing? No. La Olivia, and we're going to Tindaya, which is back down there. Cool. Okay, the sat nav is momentarily working very well. Go on. Go. Go. Don't do that half go thing. You're not helping me. Now I'm going to have to swing out wide. Don't you dare start moving forwards. Oh man, this is tight. Really wish you could adjust your wing mirrors. It's worth the money, but overall the ship has to be the Dolphin. The Dolphin is a hell of a ship, isn't it? It looks so damn good. What sort of jump are you getting on the hauler, Super Strike? I'm hoping it's going to be sort of 10, 11 or something. Tindaya, straight on it says. Okay. Aerox 117, the passengers now walk in and out of the bus. I know, right? I'm so disappointed. I tried to record this before I went away on holiday, and I didn't know that that was a feature. And when I saw it for the first time, I had this sort of euphoric explosion of, wow, that's amazing. This game is so cool. And I just went off on one for about 20 minutes, but unfortunately my microphone wasn't recording, so you guys will never get to see that. But yes, I'm pretty euphoric about the fact that we now have passengers that get on and off the bus. And I'm really glad, because that means we're going to get to see it in Fernbus Coach Simulator 2. I don't know when, but I'm absolutely certain it's going to happen. So yes, it's a cool feature. It is definitely a cool feature. I think it's 12 or 15 you can get with a potential max jump of 18. Oh, that's pretty decent. If you're correct, so don't be upset if it isn't. No, that's fine. It had to be more than the Sidewinder. It just had to be. That's a cool ship then. I think I might be looking at that myself. I just want to try something here. Oh no, I can't, can I? Okay. There are some issues like this. When you click on, when you're doing a route and you click on what's next in the route, there's no back button, unless that's a back button. Oh, okay, all right. Scratch that. Ignore that one. I want to have a look at this one. So we need to do an oil change and a tyre change, but the components. Now look. It says that my indicators are not working, but if we go back to the bus, you can quite clearly see that the rear two are most definitely working. The one on the door's working, that one's working. Now, it's maybe it's something that's coming in the future, but if the indicators are said not to be working on a bus, I really think they shouldn't be working on the bus. I'm really desperately hoping that they're going to implement that at some point. I really need to speak to TML about that and see whether that's going to be the case or not, because I actually don't know. But I've been meaning to do that test for a long time, so at the moment at least, if your indicators are not supposed to be working, they do still work in game, which is a bit of a shame. Bit of a bar, bit of a shame. Tarnus says, why does it bother me so much that there are no hands on the wheel? I don't know. Is it a security thing, perhaps? Has anyone ever accused you of being a control freak? I don't know. I'm speculating here. To be honest with you, Tana, I don't think I've ever really seen a pair of hands on the wheel that look that good, other than in racing games. When there's like no gloves on, hands just look weird. Don't like it too much. It looks stunning and handles like an absolute dream, Super Strike. Oh, see, you're tempting me now. Are you sort of on the sidelines? Are you selling these things and making a profit, perhaps? It's hands-free driving, says Bernard. It's great when you get two of the big ships like the Anaconda and the Fed convertible. Oh, God. I'm a long way off that. Hey, G. Kirks. How you doing, buddy? Right. Let's get back to this route. It's a long old route, this, isn't it? Woo, man! We're visiting almost the entire island. Right, so we're going to trust the sat-nav whilst keeping a cautious eye on it. Evans, you have both, do you? Envious. I'm just starting out on my Elite Dangerous journey. And I'm still getting used to all sort of the controls, the terminology and stuff like that. But I've got to say, I'm enjoying the experience a huge amount. I do want to get to the point where I've got these super cruiser ships and like advanced understanding and knowledge of everything that goes on. But excuse me, even though I don't really know what I'm doing half the time, I'm still enjoying a huge amount. A lot of grinding, I bet. Some of those ships are like 40, 50, 150 million or something. That's a lot of cash. That's a lot of hauling. When you think about my most productive trade drop off at the moment has only earned me 8,000 in profit. That's going to take me a long time. 8,000 in profit before I get to 145 million is... It's a couple of weeks, that is, definitely. I should focus on the hauler and the dolphin, I think, for now. Tight corner. Luckily nothing's coming. I'll just cut across there. No speed limits. So what we're getting at the moment, guys, 49, 50 FPS. And that's fairly stable, but I mean, we are out of the town. There's only maybe one or two cars on this road at the moment. A few micro stutters though. Bearing in mind, I am streaming at the same time, so that is going to affect FPS. Bernard, Space Truck Sim. Yeah, I know, right? I'd be lying if I said I hadn't looked and felt like that's what I was doing. I'm quite happy to be a trader to start off with. It seems like a logical, explorative, easy progress into the game type way of doing things. But yeah, there's very much an element of Euro Truck Space Sim or something. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of similarities between the two game mechanics. the fact that it branches off and then you can sort of go into combat and stuff, obviously, but yeah, to start with, there's certainly an element of that. One of the big ships, like the cutters, cost about 212 million, and probably another 100 million to equip it. Wowza. Yeah, it's going to be a while till I'm sort of pinging around in that area. I am lucky, I am fortunate. I'm in a position where I know some very successful people, and they have offered to align me some contracts which will earn me some serious kahuna? That's not the right word. Some serious dollar. Some serious cash is what I was trying to refer to. Might improve my kahuna situation as well, I don't know. That remains to be seen. G Cooks, thank you very much for the cheer. And the host, much appreciated. Super Strike says, I can't remember what system I was in, but one data drop you did was worth 150,000. When you got to the destination, you earned an additional 200,000 for an early drop-off. Wow, well that's a hauler immediately, isn't it? Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video today. I really appreciate you coming along and taking the time to do that. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you who watched this video today. Special big thank you to our Patreons and supporters on Twitch. But everybody who comes and watches, you all count, you are all part of this. And I thank you so much. If you hit that like button, I will like you twice as much. Even more than that, perhaps. It is for you guys that I make these videos, so it matters to me a huge amount if you enjoy watching them, and if you don't, you need to tell me. So thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, until next time, goodbye for now.